We've spoken a lot about the domestic institutions that might be dismantled, and I mean, we've always been taught that America is home to exceptionalism, but what does it mean for the rest of the world if this kind of stuff gets the full traction of President Trump's office?
I think it's such an important question, Rick, because so often in Australia we treat kind of the domestic political travails of the United States as separate to its international presence. You know, our relationship with the United States, the alliance, is something entirely different from domestic politics, but particularly what this Heritage Foundation plan does is demonstrate how you can't make that separation because, you know, plans to dismantle the Federal Reserve in the most powerful economy in the world will have unbelievable, kind of mind-boggling implications for the international economic system, for example. So there's that. But when you look at foreign policy as well, the plans are incredibly radical. You know, Trump has already been talking about his plans for China, for example, and putting up to 100% tariffs on Chinese goods coming to the United States, which will, again, create significant economic turmoil internally in the United States, but that also means economic turmoil externally. And then when you put that alongside the Project 2025 plans for foreign policy, and the biggest one that stands out to me is a recommendation that engagement with China should be ended and not rethought.
That is why we will launch an all-out campaign to eliminate America's dependence on China.
The reason is primarily that the forces behind Project 2025 and Trump as well see China as an existential threat to the United States. So this is a kind of new Cold War framing where the only way to defeat this existential threat is with force and aggression, you know, be it economic or military. It involves plans to increase the force posture of the American military, so that the number of troops, for example, by up to 50,000, and move many of them to the Indo-Pacific as well, out of Europe. And I'm not sure that we are necessarily considering the implications of that and how an Australian government might manage that considerable upheaval, because there are also plans as well, I should add, to significantly increase the nuclear arsenal of the United States. And the line in Project 2025 around that is that the arsenal should be increased in order to deter both China and Russia at once. So the magnitude of that planned increase, again, is really, really quite frightening, considering whose hands, you know, those weapons are going to be in.